What's going on, guys and gals? It's Billy, Storm Trades, with another trade recap. This time we're going to go through my NQ long from Thursday, June 26 a.m. trading session. We got a chance to pyramid into a larger RR on this trade, and our time frame alignment was on point. So let's get right after it. Starting on the daily. Whenever I'm looking at the daily, I'm trying to find a bias. I want price action to stand out. Okay, so I want to see something right away and be like, okay, I have an idea of where this is headed and why. So first things first, I want to make note we have four extremely bullish daily candles here, right? Now that in itself isn't enough of a picture, but it certainly is telling us something, right? So as we do every time, I want to start off by marking off the previous daily low, the previous daily high. I want to run a fib from the previous daily candle just to sort of see where we are currently as I'm starting my analysis. Okay, so we are currently trading in the upper range of that. We've already taken the previous daily high. I also will take note of any recent internal or external range liquidity that we're delivering from. So we are currently delivering from a daily swing low, which is external range liquidity, and we have been displacing higher. Therefore, we have produced this unmitigated daily fair value gap, okay, which is really an indication of displacement and strength, right? And I want to see, do we have anything to draw towards that we haven't currently swept? And we do. We have a swing high up here. We also above that, okay, we have the all-time highs, right? So, and that's sort of where price looks like it's headed. This is extremely bullish price action, and so therefore I'm bullish on my bias. There's nothing else for me to analyze here. It makes total sense that we're headed higher. I don't need to take only longs because of this, but this helps me put everything else in a perspective as I start to analyze the market structure and hourly narrative. So next thing I will do is immediately go to the hourly time frame. And if you can look here, right, the hourly time frame is telling us the same story that we see on the daily, right? So all the way back here on Friday of last week, we had a change in the state of delivery, and this is really a smart money reversal, right? So whenever we can establish the smart money reversal, and it looks like we are in fact on the other side of the curve, we want to run a fib, right? And take a look at where we could have some possible targets, and do they line up with any of the draw on liquidity. In this case, we have got the -2 to -2.5 standard deviation, which has not been hit yet, and that coincides nicely with the swing high on the daily. We don't have to, so this is another thing with draw and liquidity. We just need something to reach for. We don't have to reach it, okay? This is a daily chart, so that's pretty far up there, but we have a story, right? We have a smart money reversal. It looks like we're on the right side of the curve, and the daily chart, it makes sense, right? To coinciding with the hourly. Now, other things to look for when we're trying to establish the narrative on the hourly, right? We want to see down close candles get ran right back through and closed above with displacement, which just indicates that we have strength. We have some real strength in our move up, right? And and what that'll typically leave is fair value gaps, right? So it'll leave imbalances, and if those imbalances are left unmitigated, it shows us that we are in fact very bullish. Okay, so I just make note of these unmitigated fair value gaps here. It's just proving to me that we are indeed continuing to be bearish. Could price move down back into the range here and dip into the daily fair value gap? Absolutely, but I'd have to see something pretty substantial in terms of a distribution or a displacement move lower, creating some sort of a change in the state of delivery lower in order to get on sides with that idea. But for now, I am just making note of this liquidity here from Wednesday was taken, right? It looked like price might want to displace lower here. We had a change in the state of delivery, but the price was bought right back up. And as soon as we got through the series of down close candles, That was an order block. And if you take a look here, right before we enter our trade or go to our M5 execution time frame, I'm looking at where's price currently located. Are we delivering from any internal or external liquidity on the hourly, right? So we do have it. In fact, we do have a bullish hourly POI right here. And we took that while sweeping an hourly swing low, right? So my criteria has already been met for me to go down to my M5 time frame. And when I get down there, I'm looking for longs, right? I've established that on the hourly time frame, and it's coinciding with my daily bias. So this gives me a lot of confidence that longs might work out. Now, price can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, but I feel like in this particular scenario, when I have time frame alignment that's in agreement with each other, I really feel like I'm doubling down on an 11 against a dealer 6, right? For anybody who plays blackjack, you'll know what that means. Now, going down to the M5 time frame, again, I'm looking for a sweep, right? So we swept the hourly here, sweep into the hourly POI, and from here, right? From here, I'm looking for a change in the state of delivery after taking this liquidity, right? So first things first, we took the London low here inside of the fair value gap. Right? That's something else to make note. London lows, Asia lows, London highs, Asia highs are there are always typically liquidity pools above and below those areas. So this just builds the narrative that when price moves back into the range here, it will most likely have the juice to go higher. One more thing that I have been using a ton in terms of targets is the 1/3 ADR. And so I have that marked up here, and it just sort of gives me an idea that we do have, in fact, a decent amount of room to run if we do get involved with a long. All right. Now, I want to mark out this down close candle that took the liquidity, and I will mark that off. And as soon as we get a close above that, as long as it's not super high up here, that's where I will be interested in getting involved in a trade. I'm also taking note that there could be a breaker up here that forms, but that's a much higher. But that's always my opportunity to pyramid in. Okay, so I want to wait for some sort of a close above, and in this case, I did. It was strong. I loved all of the confluences here, so I actually got involved with the long right here with the stop below the candle body, the candle body right here at 22,498, and let me put in a buy order here. Okay, stop loss here, and I was targeting the 1/3 ADR. Okay, which is a 1.52 R trade. I'm not doing 2R or nothing. Okay, I'm looking for areas that make sense so that I can take profit. So put the take profit up here. All right. By the way, a 1.5 R trade is fantastic, especially on NQ. This would be a $1,400 profit here. So let's move price forward. At this point right here, I just want to make note that we have established a fair value gap, right, inside of this series of up close candles prior to the move down, right? So I'm going to make note that this is a potential breaker right here, right? And if we close above here, I'm going to look to reduce my risk up to the bottom of the breaker and add a contract, right? And that's exactly what we do. So let's move price forward here. And I believe it's on this very next candle right here. Okay, so I brought my risk here. All right, so remember the risk here was 905. All right, I'm bringing it up now. It's 295, but I'm going to add a contract. So now my risk is at 1,140, but my profit, without changing my target, is at 2,260 in this example, right? So that's now a 1.93R trade, right? So I'm just stacking these confluences as the narrative that I'm expecting plays out, right? So we move price forward here. We moved down a little bit, and boom, take profit. Now, it's amazing how that 130 ADR, it seems to be a really nice draw in liquidity. We floated around that for a while and then moved a little bit higher, but that was a really good trade. I trade every day inside of Unicorn University. Got a number of different trading desks there where people are trading NQ, CL, GC, 6E, all sorts of stuff, crypto, and yeah, so that's where I'm trading every day. I'm posting my analysis, my pre-trade analysis, and my post-trade, and just sort of shooting the breeze with all the different great traders in there. If you guys got anything out of this at all, I really appreciate a like, subscribe, comment, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.